As they stood before the heart of the forest, the friends knew that their journey was far from over. But they also knew that they had the strength and courage to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united by their bond and the magic that flowed through their veins. The heart of the forest glowed with a mesmerizing light, casting a warm, golden hue over the ancient tree and the surrounding clearing. As Adesuwa, Kola, Emeka, and Chioma approached the crystal, they felt a sense of reverence and awe. They had faced countless trials to reach this point, and now, they were on the brink of unlocking the true power that could save their village. But as they drew closer, a voice echoed through the clearing, stopping them in their tracks. Who dares to approach the heart of the forest? A figure emerged from the shadows, tall and imposing, with eyes that glowed like embers. The keeper of the heart, a guardian of immense power, stood before them, his presence radiating authority and strength. "We are here to seek the heart's power," Adesuwa said, her voice steady despite the fear that gnawed at her. "Our village is under threat from a dark force, and we need the heart's magic to protect our people." The keeper studied them, his gaze piercing and unyielding. "Many have sought the heart's power, but few have been deemed worthy," he said. "To claim the heart, you must prove your worth through a final challenge." The friends exchanged nervous glances, but their resolve remained unshaken. They had come too far to turn back now. "What is the challenge?" Kola asked, stepping forward with determination. The keeper gestured to the ancient tree. "The heart of the forest is protected by 3 trials, each designed to test your courage, wisdom, and compassion. Only by overcoming these trials will you prove yourselves worthy of the heart's power." With a wave of his hand, the keeper summoned the first trial. The ground beneath their feet shifted and transformed, revealing a path that led into the depths of the forest. The air grew colder, and an eerie silence settled over the clearing. For the first trial, the keeper said, "You must face your deepest fears. Only by confronting and overcoming them will you advance to the next trial." With hearts pounding, the friends steeled themselves and stepped onto the path. As they walked, the forest around them seemed to come alive with their fears. Shadows twisted and writhed, forming images of their worst nightmares. Kola saw visions of his family in danger, their cries for help echoing in his mind. Emeka was confronted with memories of past failures, the weight of his mistakes pressing down on him. Chioma faced her fear of being alone, the silence and darkness enveloping her. But it was Adesuwa who faced the most daunting challenge. She saw visions of the village turning against her, accusing her of witchcraft and betrayal. The fear of losing the trust and love of her people threatened to overwhelm her. Drawing strength from their friendship, they faced their fears head-on. Kola reminded himself of his family's strength and resilience. Emeka focused on the lessons he had learned from his failures. Chioma found comfort in the knowledge that she was never truly alone, as long as she had her friends. And Adesuwa, with the support of her friends, reminded herself of the love and trust she had earned from the village. She faced the vision of her accusers and stood tall, her heart filled with determination. As they confronted and overcame their fears, the path before them began to clear. The shadows receded, and the air grew warmer, signaling the end of the first trial. Breathing a sigh of relief, they returned to the clearing, where the keeper awaited them. "You have shown great courage," he said, his voice filled with approval. "But the next trial will test your wisdom. Prepare yourselves." With a wave of his hand, the keeper summoned the second trial. The clearing transformed into a labyrinth of ancient stones, each one inscribed with symbols and riddles. The friends knew that this trial would require not only their knowledge but also their ability to work together. The labyrinth stretched out before them, a complex maze of towering stones and intricate carvings. Each stone bore a different symbol, and the air was thick with an aura of mystery and challenge. The friends knew that the keeper's second trial would test their wisdom and their ability to decipher the ancient riddles. As they stepped into the labyrinth, the path behind them sealed shut, leaving them with no choice but to move forward. The first stone they encountered bore an inscription. To find the path, you must look within, where knowledge dwells and wisdom begins. Adesuwa knelt down to examine the symbols more closely. These symbols, she said, tracing the lines with her fingers. They remind me of the patterns in the Book of Spells. We need to understand their meaning to find the right path. Chioma pulled out the Book of Spells and began to cross-reference the symbols with the entries in the book. Here, she said, pointing to a page. This symbol represents light, and this one means darkness. Kola nodded thoughtfully. Light and darkness are opposites, but they also complement each other. Maybe the path requires us to balance these elements. Emeka, always practical, suggested, let's try to find symbols that represent balance or harmony. If we can find a pattern, it might lead us through the labyrinth. Working together, they carefully studied each stone, noting the symbols and their meanings. They discovered that certain symbols formed pairs that represented balance, such as day and night, truth and deception, joy and sorrow. Following this pattern, they began to navigate the labyrinth, their path illuminated by their shared wisdom. As they progressed, the labyrinth threw more complex riddles their way. At one junction, they encountered a stone inscribed with a riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? The friends pondered the riddle, each offering their thoughts. It sounds like it could be an echo, Kola suggested. An echo speaks and hears but doesn't have a body. Emeka nodded in agreement. That makes sense. An echo fits the description perfectly. Confident in their answer, they pressed a stone with the symbol for echo, and the path ahead opened, guiding them further into the labyrinth. The trials continued, each riddle more challenging than the last. But through their combined efforts and shared wisdom, they solved each one, drawing closer to the heart of the labyrinth. They realized that their success depended not only on their individual knowledge but also on their ability to communicate and collaborate. Finally, they reached the center of the labyrinth, where a massive stone stood, inscribed with the final riddle. To leave this place and claim your prize, you must answer with truth and wise. What is the source of true wisdom? The friends looked at each other, understanding dawning in their eyes. They had faced many challenges together and had grown stronger as a result. The answer to the riddle was clear. True wisdom comes from within, Adesuwa said, her voice steady. It is the knowledge we gain from our experiences, the lessons we learn from our successes and failures, and the understanding we develop through our relationships with others. Emeka, Kola, and Chioma nodded in agreement, each adding their own thoughts. It's about the journey, Chioma said, and the growth we experience along the way. With their combined wisdom, they pressed the stone, and the labyrinth transformed once more, guiding them back to the clearing where the keeper awaited. You have shown great wisdom, the keeper said, his eyes filled with approval. But the final trial will test your compassion. Prepare yourselves for the greatest challenge yet. With a wave of his hand, the keeper summoned the third and final trial. The clearing transformed into a bustling village, filled with people in need. The friends knew that this trial would test their ability to show compassion and empathy, not just to each other, but to those around them. The village around them bustled with activity, its people going about their daily lives. But as Adesuwa, Kola, Emeka, and Chioma looked closer, they saw that many of the villagers were in need of help. Some were struggling with heavy loads, others were tending to sick loved ones, and still others were working tirelessly to provide for their families. The keeper's voice echoed through the village. To complete the final trial, you must show compassion and kindness to those in need. Help them, and you will prove yourselves worthy of the heart's power. The friends knew that this trial would test their empathy and willingness to put others before themselves. They split up, each determined to make a difference in the lives of the villagers. Adesuwa approached a woman struggling to carry a large basket of produce. "Let me help you with that," she said, taking the basket from the woman's hands. Together, they carried it to the market, where Adesuwa helped the woman set up her stall. "Thank you," the woman said, her eyes filled with gratitude. "You have a kind heart." Meanwhile, Kola noticed a group of children playing near a broken well. "We need clean water," one of the children said. "But the well is too old and dangerous." Kola rolled up his sleeves and began to repair the well, using his knowledge of construction and engineering. With the help of the children, they rebuilt the well, ensuring a steady supply of clean water for the village. Emeka found an elderly man sitting alone, his eyes filled with sadness. "Are you all right, sir?" Emeka asked, sitting down beside him. The man sighed. "I have no family left, and I feel so lonely." Emeka listened to the man's stories, offering companionship and a sympathetic ear. He realized that sometimes, showing compassion meant simply being there for someone in their time of need. Chioma noticed a young girl tending to her sick mother. The girl looked exhausted, her eyes heavy with worry. "Let me help you," Chioma said, taking the girl's hand. "We'll take care of your mother together." Using the healing herbs and remedies she had learned from the Book of Spells, Chioma tended to the sick woman, providing comfort and relief. The young girl watched in awe, her heart filled with hope. As the friends went about helping the villagers, they felt a sense of fulfillment and joy. They realized that true compassion came from the heart, from the desire to make the world a better place for others. After what felt like hours, the village began to transform, the bustling activity fading away. The friends found themselves back in the clearing, where the keeper awaited them. "You have shown great compassion," the keeper said, his voice filled with pride. "You have proven yourselves worthy of the heart's power." With a wave of his hand, the heart of the forest began to glow brighter, its golden light enveloping the friends. They felt a surge of energy and magic coursing through their veins, binding them together in a bond stronger than ever. The keeper smiled, his eyes filled with wisdom. "Remember, the true power of the heart lies not in its magic, but in the love, courage, wisdom, and compassion you have shown. Use this power wisely, and you will protect your village and all that you hold dear." With those words, the keeper disappeared, leaving the friends standing before the heart of the forest. They knew that their journey was far from over, but they also knew that they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united by the magic that flowed through their veins and the strength of their bond. And as they made their way back to the village, the heart of the forest glowing brightly in their hearts, they knew that they had unlocked a power that would change their lives and the fate of their village forever.